Yeah. All right. Real Estate for Real with Eric Pedigo. Thank you for tuning in once again. Today, very special guest, a recent friend acquisition of mine. Brian Cisna at Guild Mortgage joining me today. Brian, how are you, sir?
I'm awesome, thank you.
You can't do better than awesome. Yeah. We're all awesome here, man. It's a good, busy time in the industry. And I was just telling Kathy at the front desk that, man, my head is spinning. It's a lot to make sure my phone was off before we started recording, or that would be driving us both crazy. So is it busy for you right now?
Very busy. Started probably mid-February.
Yeah.
With them just coming in like crazy.
Yeah.
So
good.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, right. I was telling my wife this morning, because I was like, I'm going over, and I started telling you this before we started recording. She's got me making lists, right? Because for so long, I have just kept everything in my head. My appointments, what I have, I would make notes. I've got a little whiteboard. I would write some stuff in, but my day-to-day tasks, I just am able to keep stuff straight in my head. There's so much going on right now that it's like system overload. Like I wake up in the morning like, okay, I've got to do this. And it's like I have so much that I know I have to get to that then I can't do anything. It paralyzes me.
I find myself about 10 minutes in the morning laying in bed and thinking, all right, what do I need to start with?
Yeah.
And from there, I have a to-do list sitting on the desk. And as I write things down, people call, it has to be checked off by the end of the day.
There you go. Yeah, a list.
Yep.
It's what you're supposed to do.
Or I'll forget.
Yeah. That's what I've started doing. Okay. And I wake up and we're having our coffee. I'm making a little list. Like, all right, this is everything I need to do. And it helps me so much to be able to all right, I'll just start at the top and work my way down, cross things off with every phone call, every document I upload, whatever it is, cross, you know.
And you feel like you've accomplished something.
Yes.
By looking at the end of the day and you're like, I did it.
Yes. Time for vacation. I've conquered the list. Now I'm ready for a break. But then today before I was leaving, it was the same thing. I was like, okay, I've got to do this. I need to be in like 3 places at once. And so I'm freaking out. She's like, what are you freaking out for? It's not because business is bad. No. But if it were, I would be freaking out about that. I don't think that there's a happy medium for me.
No, I just look at it as when the day ends, it'll all get done. There's just no reason to stress during the day.
Oh man,
it all works out.
I need to learn that.
Yeah. It's taken a while.
I'll get there.
So
I'll get there.
Yeah.
Well, let's learn about you, buddy. I'm trying to think of, was the first time I talked to you ever let's see, this last deal, the only deal that you and I have ever done, but that's where I met you, right?
Yep.
It was I remember my client, I think, sent me over a pre-approval that he got from you, and I had never heard of you. And then you called me, with a different area code. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, great. Who's this? And one of those that I happened to answer. And you introduced yourself, and then we talked for a little bit. I'm like, okay, yeah, regular dude. All right, we're off to a great start. And then you're like, I'm here in town. And I was like, you are? Even better.
Yeah.
So your area code threw me off, though.
I've had this phone for 30 years.
Oof.
And every client in Texas has it. So I have a 217 phone.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's on my business card. And it forwards to that phone.
Oh, okay.
So, but I keep them both just so.
Well, you can't lose your 30-year database that you have in your phone.
Yep.
So you mentioned Texas. So let's get into the very beginning. How long have you been doing what you're doing?
I started in 2000 at a bank called Washington Mutual,
Okay. Where at?
Austin, Texas.
All right.
I was doing checking accounts. I was that guy that you came in and you needed something. That was me. Mortgages was new to Austin for the bank,
Okay.
and they approached me and said, "Would you like to do mortgages?" And I'm like, "Sure, let's try it." And that started 26 years
That's funny.
of me doing it.
Okay. All right. And then, so where are you from originally?
I grew up in Springfield.
All right.
About second grade, we moved to a horse farm in Sherman. My dad was a harness driver and director of horse racing in Illinois. This farm had a, track at it and bred horses and did everything there. Went to school at Williamsville High School.
Okay.
From there, I got recruited to swim for the University of Texas.
That's awesome.
Couldn't pass that up.
I'm acting surprised like you didn't already tell me this. Yeah, but for the listening audience, I'm learning along. Wow. That's very cool though, man.
Yeah,
like
it was.
You must have been a heck of a swimmer.
I guess, yeah.
Come on, dude. You had to. I mean, you're being modest, but University of Texas, it's not like some
I think
little
when I
podunk school
graduated from
nobody's
high
heard
school, I was the fastest swimmer in my event in the country.
of. Okay, so there it is.
there it
Right.
is.
What was your event?
I swam the mile,
You
500
swam.
in the mile.
You swam a mile.
Yeah.
You were the fastest mile swimmer in the country in high school. Mm-hmm. Dude, that's incredible.
The sad part about the mile is it's an event that takes about 15 minutes. And it's the event when everyone leaves and goes and gets a snack, takes off. So a lot of times, even in college, I would look up in the stands and there would be like 3 people. So every time I would swim down this way, I would have to focus on one of the 3 people. And then it was long.
Yeah. Yeah, but still, I mean, you do it for you, right? So,
Yeah, it was good. We won a few national championships while we were there.
so you won national championships in college as well.
Twice, yeah.
Okay. I did not. This is actual, like, genuinely a surprise to me. I didn't know this part of it.
Yeah.
So you went on to college and had some serious success there. That's very cool, man.
Yeah.
You miss those days?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it out of my system, though.
I mean, you probably did a lot of swimming in your life. You still hop in a pool every now and then and just start cooking?
I've entertained going back to Eisenhower Pool and getting back in.
Yeah.
We averaged about 30 miles a day swimming. We did it 6 days a week for 4 years.
That's incredible.
It's long.
Did you ever sniff the Olympic team or anything like that?
I was on the U.S. swim team for several years. I went to Olympic trials twice.
Okay.
The U.S. Olympic team, we went to tournaments around the world, World Games in Yugoslavia, Spain, Australia, Russia. So,
Dude, that's awesome. What a cool life,
yeah, it was fun.
right?
Yep.
Okay. So you graduate college and then what? You what do you do like right after? I mean, I'm sure you didn't go to college to do mortgages.
No. I had a job offer in Houston,
Okay.
and it didn't pan out. So I moved back to Springfield. My parents said, come back, you can live here. So I lived here for about 4 months and then got a job in Chicago at the Board of Trade.
All right.
And I was there for 5 years.
And so then how did you get back? How did you land back in Texas?
I always missed it. I mean, back in those days, in the 90s, you couldn't watch your Texas Longhorns anywhere up here. So
So you had to move back down there so that you could watch.
That was a big part of it. I moved back to watch my Longhorns play football.
That's awesome.
So, and then hence started the business.
Okay. So then as just a job to get, you just worked at a bank, right? It was just, you needed a job.
Yep.
So you just worked at a bank doing the checking accounts.
Yep.
You're like, you want to try this newfangled mortgage thing that everybody's talking about, and then you did?
I did, and I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah. 26 years later, here I am.
That's incredible. So then when did you, I guess, what brought you back to here, to Central Illinois?
So I've always loved Springfield
Right.
growing up. And my sister lives in Edwardsville. It's just her and I. And my parents passed away. And when they passed away, I decided to buy their house.
Okay.
So that got me my opportunity to come back.
The horse farm?
No, this was here in Springfield.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'd sold that. So we got back here, and I love it.
So do I. Say what you want, people, about Illinois and how, and everybody I went to high school with, like a good chunk of them were like, I'm getting out of here, and they couldn't wait, and they haven't come back, and it's fine, but I like it here.
Yeah.
I always have.
And I'll tell you what it is. It's the people.
Yeah.
The people are friendly. It doesn't matter what walk of life. We can say hi at a grocery store to people in the aisle.
Yeah.
Everyone will talk to you, and I love it.
Midwest, buddy.
Yeah. So I do get people every once in a while who are like, why would you come back here?
Sure.
And I go, you can leave.
Yeah.
The door is open.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think it takes leaving to appreciate what you have here. I mean, in Austin, you could go 10 miles and take an hour. Here, one light, maybe. And I'm like, even that, I'm like, it's all good. One light, I can live through one light.
Easy.
At 5 o'clock traffic.
I've done enough traveling like around our country and been through enough big cities to know that that's not for me. I need for one, I can't do a 10-minute mile in the car. That will drive me absolutely crazy. I can't do overpopulated people everywhere. No. This is my speed. Not too big, not too small. Perfect.
And it not only is it 10 minutes, but it's like from like 6:30 to 9. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you can't escape it unless you work an overnight shift or something. And even that, you'll catch it coming home. So, I mean, there'd be times when I'd have to go to the office in downtown Austin. And I mean, that's a 2 or 3 hour jaunt, morning and night. It was just crazy.
Yeah. No, thank you.
But Austin's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love the look of big cities. They look great. Yeah. When I'm pulling up on, like, when you're driving and you're pulling up on, and then you see the skyline. When you first like see a skyline of a big city, breathtaking, right? Yeah. Awesome. That's cool.
I live in there.
Take a picture. Yeah. Remember that. When we went and grabbed coffee a little while back, and you brought your wife with you, right? Mm-hmm. So where'd you meet her?
I met her at Walgreens.
At Walgreens?
Yeah. She had just quit a job and wanted to relax.
Okay.
And was working at a Walgreens. And I went in there. It was across the street from my house. And I'd go in there once or twice a week and would say hi. Nothing big deal. And one time I came home to visit my mom. And I was gone for maybe 2 weeks. And when I got back, she ran and hugged me.
Ah.
Yeah. She said that was the one time when I realized that it was it. You were it.
And so is she from Texas?
Yeah, outside of Houston.
Okay. Yeah, that must be true love if she packed up and came here with you.
She'd never moved out of the state of Texas, but she loves it here.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, there's so much to do here. And you can leave and be out of the state in an hour.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
In Texas, it's 8 hours to get out.
Texas is very big.
Very big.
Very big. And so does she work with you?
Yes. We go everywhere together.
Right. I expected her to be here with us today.
Yeah.
Like I've got another mic in my back because I wasn't sure if it was going to be the three of us or the two of us.
Yeah. She goes to closings with me. She goes to coffees with me. She bakes cookies, and
Where they at?
take.
Where they at, Brian?
Yeah, we need to start getting into that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's really nice to be able to work with your wife, like you,
Yes.
and be together all day. That's just me. I mean, if I could have 25 hours in a day with her, I would. So
Same, brother. I mean, with mine, not yours, but she seems lovely too. But yeah, no, same. I love it. It's
not for everyone,
no,
but I mean, yeah, we get along.
yeah, yeah. And so, what capacity does she help you out then?
She's not an official guild employee,
Okay.
but for me, it's I mean, sometimes going to an event, a networking event or something, walking in by yourself, especially in a new town, and you don't know someone, can be daunting.
Yes.
So to have somebody next to you sometimes is an icebreaker for me to be able to, plan what we're going to do and not feel like I'm.
Yeah, man, there's nothing worse than walking into like some sort of social event on your own and not really knowing people that well. Maybe
Exactly.
a few acquaintances kind of here and there, but I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm an extroverted guy. I'm not shy, but I'm also not just going to walk up to a group of people and be like, "Hey, let me in."
Yeah.
Oh, good. Now I'm hanging out with you guys. How about that? So that's not me either. So it's nice to have somebody,
Sure.
a partner with you to, because then you're never by yourself, which is great.
Great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, how has that been then? So when officially did you move back?
We officially came July 1st of last year.
Okay.
That was the move all and get here. My mom passed away 3 years ago, and I bought her house 3 years ago. So my son was in high school up through last year, May.
Okay.
And had asked if we could stay there until he graduated. So we would just slowly move up every once or twice a month. We would pack up from Texas and drive up here and unload and go back.
All right. And like a nice gradual. Yeah.
Driving 14 hours is a long time,
Yeah.
but it was all worth it. We're here and loving it.
So then, I mean, so you haven't even been back a year, like officially.
Nope.
Right. So
9 months.
So then you are trying to essentially come into a new, I mean, it's your hometown, right? But you're coming in as kind of like a new guy,
Oh, yeah.
almost a start from scratch, build a business here.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, we have a lot of really good loan officers in town, right? Some very well established, and I know how it is because I've been working on the relationships that I have for 13 years, and we all have those people, right? Shortlist and somebody, hey, I need to get a pre-approval. You got somebody I can talk to? Yeah, sure. Here's a couple people. Give them a call. Like, I've got a short list. We all do.
Yep.
And so that's the challenge for you, right? Is you're coming back to a place that you're from, which is helpful,
Very.
but you're still jumping into a pretty competitive business, kind of from scratch. And a company like I hadn't, when you called me, I was like, Guild Mortgage, don't know what that is.
Yep.
Right. So you're educating people on that. You're trying to form these connections to get people to, start calling you. So how hard has that been?
It's been tough.
Yeah.
I think some of the things I've had to get over is the 512 number.
Yeah.
512. And our licensing, NMLS, requires you to have your address as your office. My home office is in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
So my marketing and emails come over as Austin, Texas. So when I call somebody at a title company and say, hey, look forward to seeing you, I'll be there at closing. They're like, what?
You're
I'm
flying in?
Yeah, I'm here. So
You're flying in for this $150,000 house.
I mean, just yesterday I had a client and they're under contract. And the first thing the listing agent said was, he's not from here.
Yeah.
And so it takes my realtor partners to say, yeah, he is. He lives here. He's here. but we have to do this. So that's the hardest thing to get over.
Yeah.
Is knowing that yes, I'm here and I do it here. But I'll get over it.
And one of the reasons I wanted you to jump on here today was, believe it or not, I mean, sometimes upwards of a dozen realtors listen to this podcast. But to kind of let people meet you.
Sure.
And so people know that when that pre-approval letter hits and it's you on there, that it's not just a file on a desk somewhere across the country, that it's
not a rocket mortgage.
I didn't say that. I didn't name anybody, but you can. But so they know, because we're very protective here. Right? There is we always go, if we get an offer and it's somebody we don't know, we go, hey, and we'll say it as a listing agent. Have your people thought about using a local lender? Mm-hmm. Makes us more comfortable.
Yep.
We know these people. We've dealt with them before, and I've said this before on here, and I will. Just because it's local doesn't mean that it's great, right? I mean,
that's true.
That we like it. It makes us feel better, but everybody drops the ball from time to time, and it's, you know what I mean. So, but still, if it's a recognizable face and name, it makes us feel better as agents. And ultimately, it's not our decision anyway, it's our clients, but at the same time, they take advice from us. So if we go back and we say, hey, we have this offer versus this offer, here's their pre-approval letter, that that guy lives over here, his kids on my kids' baseball team, this, and like this, they probably just generated off some app on their phone, but that, I think that's the challenge, because you're coming over here and it's a company that people aren't familiar with and a name people aren't familiar with. And then, like you said, the address shows up, and that's kind of but
sure, I get it.
But I will say, Brian and I have done one deal together, and we will do more, because you were awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Like, couldn't have asked for anything better. The communication level was top notch.
Thank you.
Which we appreciate.
Well, I find that important. I mean, one of the first things I do when I get a contract is reach out to the listing agent.
Right.
Because they may have the same questions, but I want them to feel comfortable to know that you can call me.
Yeah.
You've got a question in this transaction, call me anytime, nights, weekends, call me with that question.
I always appreciate that as a listing agent. If the buyer's, somebody from if the buyer's lender calls me, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It makes me feel better. Like, if they call me and say, hey, I've got this, don't worry, we're moving through, like, makes me feel great.
Well, okay. I think there's so much unknown on a listing agent side for you guys. You don't know where it's at. You don't know when the appraisal was done. Well, I mean, you'll know because you get a call.
Yeah,
they want to get it.
Yeah.
But you just don't know when it's clear to close. You don't know any of that stuff. I out of 26 years probably, just think that is important on both sides. I mean, my first text is always to you to say, appraisal's been ordered. And then within 2 minutes, it's to them to say it's been ordered. And I've found that has been very helpful.
So helpful, because what we're used to, I mean, what agents are used to is chasing down information.
Yeah.
Nonstop. Because people ask us, I mean, we're the ones they talk to more than anything. And a lot of times I'll have to tell my clients, hey, that's a lender question, not a real estate question. Call Brian. Yeah, like, I'll help you as much as I can, but still, we're the first call. So then we end up trying to chase down information the best we can. And so, right. So when somebody like you, it takes like a proactive approach and reaches out directly just to give updates. Like, that's what I was saying. The communication was excellent. And I appreciated that, because it makes my life a lot easier.
Yeah.
So, when we, as agents, I have to do this, because I do, of course, work with plenty of local, banks, mortgage companies, but then a few a few others where I actually have established relationships with some loan officers at some mortgage companies that are not here in Springfield. But I know that they're good and we're in good shape. So I find myself having to vouch when I submit an offer. I've got to pick up the phone, call the agent and say, "Hey, just so you know, this is somebody I know, somebody I've worked with multiple times, and we are in good hands here. This is just as good as any other pre-approval that's going to show up in your inbox. I promise you, I can vouch." And thankfully, I've been doing this long enough and built up enough of a reputation where that I get that benefit of the doubt, right? And so, I definitely plan on doing that for you as well, the best that I can. So hopefully things kind of pick up and get go, where you're not, it's not a hurdle anymore for you, where the name is just there. Oh, that's Brian. We're good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the goal.
And I do that with the clients too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's important that they know that they don't have to rush and ask you questions. I had a client a couple months ago, young guy, 21. He called me every day. And I told him, call me every day if you want. Sometimes the answer will be nothing is going on. But he did. And it was his first home. And he felt awesome when it closed.
Yeah.
Because he knew. I mean, he was nervous the whole time.
Well, yeah, 21. Well, that's scary.
That's what I love about here. There's young buyers. In Texas, you couldn't buy a home if you were under 30.
You just can't afford to.
You can't afford it.
Yeah.
Here, it's affordable. I mean, it's getting over. We're seeing more over 100,000 now, but it's affordable.
It is.
So
it is.
I'm very appreciative of this market.
Yeah, me too. And it's, I think the public is kind of, I guess, re-educating themselves on how this can work. I mean, when I was growing up, I turned 18 and it was like, get me out of here. I just wanted to move out. Just moved out, started paying rent. And that's what, and then that's what I did until I became, until I got into my 20s and bought my first house. But I didn't have any money. Yeah. Back then, they were giving houses away. You could just walk in and say,
no income, no asset.
Nothing. It didn't matter. Right. And then, weird. What happened there? But this was obviously pre-2008.
Yeah.
And so I remember I went in to a local bank and my dad came in with me and he was my boss at the time. Right. And I had nothing. I had no credit history. I had nothing. And my dad's one of these guys where he commands a room. He's the boss of every room he's in. Yeah. Great guy. Don't get me wrong. He's not like a jerk or anything, but he's oozes confidence, right? So we walk in, we sit down and say, oh, need to get Eric a loan. He needs to buy a house. I said, okay, well, he doesn't have any credit history. We're going to put you on there too. He said, nope, just going to be him. Got it. It was, to this day, I have no idea how that happened, right? But he at least had the foresight to get me into home ownership at a young age, even though I didn't have any money or anything saved up. But knowing, like, now, man, I just wish I would have stayed at home for a few years and saved money and done it the right way and not moved out until I was 25 and had some money to put down. And I feel like the public is kind of learning that. Like, we're not pushing our kids out by any means. Hang out here as long as you want. Save your money.
We have a son who's 19, finishing Lincoln Land.
Okay.
We'll get into AC, heating AC.
Smart.
And we tell them, stay here as long as you want. Save up money. I mean, if you could stay 3-4 years and save up $250,000, you're set.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? I'm not charging you. So,
I mean, that's the thing. Like, we're not going to charge you rent. You stay here. Well, that's it. Like, it doesn't mean that every single night we're going to have a dinner prepared for you and, but you can stay here.
Oh, Cindy will.
I'm sure Cindy will. And we usually do too. But sometimes, we'll go out to eat and the kids will be like, what's for dinner? And be like, figure it out. You guys all have jobs and cars.
We have a son that is so awesome. He'll look at us and be like, maybe we should not go out as much and eat. Maybe we should eat here more often. Huh. And I'm like, Usually they're wanting to go out.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, at 19, you don't find many kids at 19 that'll come upstairs and be like, I just want to tell you I love you. And you're like, wow, I must have done something good here.
See, we got a few of those too, man. Yeah.
It's
Our
a nice
kids
feeling.
are built that way too.
Well,
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side,
Great kids.
I do see a lot of buyers that have no money.
Yeah.
You know, they're $300, $400, $500. And that's how a lot of my deals have been won, is because I can do it.
Well, I do want to get into that part of it too. Like, you know, we're getting through the getting to know you part, and then we're going to kind of talk about what you and what Guild bring to the table. You know what I mean? So I do want to get into that. That's because that is super important. But just to kind of, I guess, put a bow on this, it is super cool that we live here where young people still have a chance to buy property and get into home ownership. Yeah. And if they have to wait a little bit longer because they're saving money, so be it. They can still set themselves up in their early 20s for a future.
Yeah.
You know, where they're not trying to, in their 40s, figure it out. You know, they're like, well, that's the whole thing is you start building equity from a young age. It sets you up.
I mean, you can literally retire here in this town in the 50s.
Yeah.
Have your home paid off and be great.
Yeah.
It's there.
Cost of living is relatively low here.
When you come from other towns, you learn to appreciate here. I know people say the taxes are high. They're really comparative to Texas. It's not.
It's not? I mean, they are high.
Yeah. I mean,
they are.
We'd all have it to like to be lower.
Right.
But
so we want lower home prices and lower taxes. I mean, that would be great. Yeah. I would love that.
Yeah, our house is a 2-story, but it's in the ground.
Yeah.
You know, like built in. It's an open out the back. And for tax purposes, they don't count that, which is nice.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got a fully furnished downstairs that isn't counted towards tax.
Not counted.
And insurance is the same thing.
Well, hopefully they're not listening.
Yeah.
Maybe they just don't know. Yeah, I mean, and everybody's assessments have gone up. Man, ours keeps going up and up. I mean, we talk about sometimes we bought in 2011 where we're at now, the house we've like raised our kids in, and we talk about what our payment was when we bought this house was under $1,000 a month. I mean, with taxes and insurance, everything lumped in. Yeah. It is now about $1,700 a month since 2011. And that's just the reality. So
sure.
when I'm helping my buyers, when they're shopping and they're looking at the very top of their budget, like, oh, we can just extend a little bit to get this. I always go, okay, but just so you know, the recent trajectory of things says that house payment right now that you're making, that you are making sacrifices to make happen, you're at the very top of your budget, is probably the lowest that payment's ever going to be.
Yeah.
So
the worst question I get, probably top 3. What's the most I can afford?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, you don't want that.
No.
Let's not do that.
Yeah. Good answer.
Yeah.
'Cause
you don't want that.
No. It's, you have to give yourself as a buyer room to grow because that payment's going up.
Yep.
So you don't want the most you can afford because next year, the year after that, you might not be able to.
Yeah. And your increase, your wage increase is not going to match what this will be. So
no. So
be frugal.
Yeah. And it's hard now because it's such a competitive market. People get into the market and they've got a price range they're looking in, and they get out there and they look and they see, well, I don't want anything in this price range. I want to, I need to spend more to get what I actually want.
Yeah.
And it's just tough. It's tough right now for people.
Or you have to go out 20 or 30 miles.
That's where the deals are.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where the deals are.
A lot of my deals are there. They're outside of it.
You talked about a 21-year-old you helped. I helped a 20-year-old last year. And we were looking, he was, I think, maxed out at like 110. I mean, great kid. Works at a fast food restaurant. I think I've told his story on here before, but lived with his mom, saved some money, bought a car like in his own name, made all of his payments, boom, got himself his credit score and like where it needs to be. And he was approved conventional up to 110, and we got him a place in Mount Pulaski for a little over 100. Great little house.
I got one there now.
Yeah, I like great little house. And you pick this house up and you move it to town, he can't afford it.
Yeah. This is the one true place where 10 miles is 10 minutes.
Yeah.
To get here.
Yes.
Get in Springfield. So.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it ain't that bad. You know, and I'm getting a little older, so I was driving out there kind of like trying to keep myself awake. And I told him, like, man, that was a drive. He's like, oh, I love it. I'm like, you're young. Yeah. You're young. I'm just tired. Okay, let's talk about Guild Mortgage a little bit. When did you start with them?
I started 3.5 years ago.
How did that come about?
So I was working for a builder's lender, and we had products that were in the box. You know,
okay.
You wanted a conventional, an FHA, VA. That's what we could do. So some of my realtors would be like, "Well, I've got a manufactured home. Yeah, I can't do that." So there were so many times I'd have to tell people I can't do it, and so I was like, I need to find a place where I'm not losing my realtor base because I tell them no all the time.
Right.
I mean, you get a lot of loans that are USDA or FHA, VA, conventional, right? But you got to have those out of the boxes.
Yeah.
And so Guild has it. We've got it all.
You guys can do everything.
Yep. Just a little bit about them. They started in 1960.
Okay.
We're in every state. We're one of the top 5 lenders in the country. #1 Zillow reviewed. So we're there. We're just not in Central Illinois until now.
Until now. And it's just you.
Just me.
So what are the plans to act? Because you said you have to have, your address has to be your office.
Correct.
Are there plans to get an actual office here?
There is, if business maintains and, picks up and maintains that. Because I'd love to have an office here.
Yeah, of course.
Hire some loan officers here in town. But, but that's what's got to happen now.
And so you said you guys can do it all. So we got mobile home people, that's tricky a lot of the times, but we can send those to you.
I can do manufactured in parks.
And
I can do manufactured in land.
Okay.
I love them. That's one of my specialties.
That's great.
Yeah.
What about condos?
Can do condos. We can do non-warrantable condos. Warrantable. Sometimes they get in, like if we're going to do an FHA on a condo and it's not approved FHA, there's a lot of steps to go through. So sometimes going non-warrantable it just requires more money down.
But it can be done.
Can be done.
And that's the important thing, right? As long as there's a pathway to get it done, because sometimes the answer is just no.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you know. We just can't do it.
Yeah. And this is what I tell my buyers. And I hear this from them is, I called someone and I just never got a call back.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? At least the answer should be, if it's not no, here's why. And maybe some solutions on what we can do to get you. I had a client a couple of years ago that was a no. And it took me 2 years to build their credit up to a point where we got them a home in Verdon. And they were so thankful. In 26 years, I've never had a client that brought me something to closing.
Really?
They brought me 2 gift cards.
That's nice.
And I'm like, you don't have to do that. We don't.
Right.
But they did. And they were just so thankful.
I've had people bring gift cards too. And I go, I'm getting paid for this deal, right? You don't have to get me extra on top. My son, Jace, who I want you to meet, who's an agent on my team now. And he's killing it, man. He's doing great. His clients love him. This kid's already gotten multiple gift cards. He's not even a year into the business. Yeah, I've gotten like 5 in my career. And a couple of them have been from his clients that just appreciated me too. Like, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I don't know. They love me. Yeah.
And it doesn't take much. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's normal that you should treat people the way they should. It's not, I don't do anything out of the ordinary, but for some reason they just are super happy.
But it kind of is out of the ordinary, right? Like for you, it's just normal. Like you're just treating people decent, communicating, that is everything.
Everything.
Because that's where people, like, number one complaint is lack of communication.
Yeah.
If you ask somebody, and I get, somebody will get a hold of me and want to work with me. Okay, great. And then they'll say, I had a different realtor before, but, anytime I tried to get a hold of them, I could never get a hold of them. It'd be a day later. It'd be 2 days later. I could, and I was just like,
yeah. I tell
communication is everything. People just want to be able to reach you.
I tell my clients, I tell my realtors, you call me anytime.
Yeah.
If it's Saturday at 10:30, call me. Because if you're calling, you're probably not seeing how I'm doing.
No.
You have a question. You have somebody that needs pre-qualified for a Sunday by 10.
It's work, buddy.
Offer.
Yeah.
So it's important to me that if you need me, if the client needs me, that they text me.
Yeah, and I do. I do. I've got cell phone numbers of everybody I work with, and I'll call on the weekends. Yeah. So I'm not, we're all trying to get something done here. So sometimes I got to be able to reach you on a Saturday night.
I mean, if you're working, I'm working, right?
Yeah. So, right.
How I view it.
Yeah, I view it the same exact way, and like that's another big part of it when it comes to communication, because I also have people, because I mean, we get wined and dined a lot, different loan officers want to, and I get it. Great people. I'm not, but I go to a lot of lunches.
Yeah.
I go to a lot of coffees, and I try to keep my, when somebody says, hey, do you have a good lender? I can't hit them with a list of 25 people.
No.
It's overwhelming. Yeah. It's it has to be a short list, 3, 4. And interchanging it, but I don't have time to, if I give somebody your number and they call you and a day goes by and they haven't heard back, I've got to take you off my list.
Yeah.
That makes me look bad.
Should.
So that's what I do. I give everybody a shot. I do my best, because I'm trying to build my business here too. We're all trying to build our business. Networking's a big part of that. Meeting people. Hey, send me somebody. I'll send you somebody. But the second that communication line doesn't work, if they're like, oh, I tried, I couldn't get a hold of anybody. I tried a couple times, and then I'm like, well, that's over.
Yeah.
Sorry. Now I've got too many people that I know will pick the phone up.
Yeah.
And
we should never be too busy not to take time.
That's how we make money.
Yeah.
It's our job.
Common sense.
I can't. Sometimes I hear stories and I'm like, how are you in business? I don't understand it.
I won a deal one time because the loan officer wasn't working on weekends. And I thought, why would you not work on a weekend? They clocked out at 5 on a Friday and came back in at 9 on Monday, and they answered calls then. And I thought, well,
it can't work.
You lost
like that.
this $500,000 deal because of that.
Yeah, it can't work like that.
No.
God bless our clients, because a lot of time they'll be so apologetic to, if my phone rings on a Saturday, hey, I'm really sorry to bother you on the weekend. Oh. You think I'm only available 9 to 5, Monday through Friday? Yeah. We are in a business where we are helping people buy and sell houses. The majority of people work 9 to 5. That means they don't have time then to work with us. So we're nights and weekends. So we've got to be available.
Absolutely.
And if you're not, you probably need to find something else to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I get it. This scenario was in Texas, and that bank did not allow them to take laptops home. So
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
so
well,
You lost a deal.
You got a laptop, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, buddy. So how are you, have you been reaching out to a lot of agents here in town to try to set up meetings?
I do. I think and normally I'm not a big coffee lunch guy.
Okay.
Just because everyone else does it, right? I don't want to be in line of 6 people with bagels in their hands.
Yeah.
That's you get me and you get great service. But here it's been important to be able to let people know who I am and what I've been. I've found several scenarios where realtors have known my dad.
Oh, really?
And it's really, for me, it's super emotional and proud moment when somebody's like, I used to work with your dad, or my dad worked with your dad, or
what did your dad do?
Just with the harness industry.
Okay.
He was a harness driver forever. They've been here for 50, 60 years.
Okay.
People knew him in the racetrack. They knew him for driving. So if you were in the horse industry, you knew him.
Okay.
So it's a compliment to me when somebody says, I knew your dad.
That's very cool. Yeah. A secret, though, about agents here, we love coffee and lunch. So I know everybody does it.
Yeah.
But we love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will always take somebody up on a lunch.
Yeah.
Always. I love lunch.
Well, and I think here's different, right? I mean, coming from Texas, when you had a line of 30, you just didn't, you didn't do it. Here, everybody's different. They're nicer here. People actually answer the phone.
Crazy.
I ran a property tour in Texas. The property tour consisted of me getting 6 or 7 agents. We'd meet it beforehand, like here in the office. We'd talk about your listing, whichever house you wanted, and then we'd go visit them all.
Yeah.
And it gave you a chance to say, my seller's not listening to me. But if 6 people come in, I'd provide little forms they could fill out.
Yeah.
Now suddenly, when you suggested 10,000 price lowering, they didn't. But when everyone else said, But I get to the point where last year agents wouldn't even answer the phones to help on their own listing that had been listed for 90 days, 120 days. And I thought, if you're not even calling about that, you're not going to call if I want to take you out for lunch.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, but
worth a shot.
Here, they answer the phone.
Yeah.
And they're super sweet and nice. And sometimes they're like, I've got 3 or 4 that I use. And I respect that.
Sure.
I totally get it. But then the ones I have gone out with have been super nice.
Yeah.
I love that's the lure of Springfield to me is the friendliness of everyone. They can tell you very politely that they don't want to use you, and that's all good.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think what might work in your favor a little bit, and I've met with some other loan officers in town who are like, you're not new to the industry. Obviously, you've been doing this longer than I've been selling houses. But being newer in town in the industry is a different kind of thing. But we do have a lot of agents that are getting started in their 20s and 30s. Yeah. And they have to start building some connections. I was just telling the guys on my team this Monday, the connections I have already built aren't necessarily going to be theirs.
Sure.
But I formed these connections early in my career, and as my career has grown, it's worked like that. And so it's kind of up to you guys. Like, I'll introduce you to some people, but you got to build some connections with some of these other people in town, some of the affiliates. If you have an inspector that you end up really liking, and you can use them. You don't have to use mine. You don't have to use the same mortgage companies that I use. You can form your own. It's okay. And so for one, I want you to meet the guys on my team, because I got 3 bright futures.
Good.
There. You know what I mean? So I don't know how much longer you're trying to do this business, man, but
I'll be here in at least another 10 years.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got me for a long time.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, because I'm in, man. And to me, you've talked about Guild can do like everything. Like, that's a super useful tool for a realtor to have, is your number.
Yeah.
because we run into some tough stuff out there, and we're like, call Brian. I bet you Brian can take care of this. And that makes us look good.
Sure.
So.
And sometimes I talk to people, and I'll tell them like, hey, we can do reverse mortgages, and they're like, what? Sometimes people have no clue what a product is. So that's the educational part for me. And young agents are great because they don't know.
Yeah.
And they need to learn. And I love to take time and help people educate. I mean, I tell people all the time, call me with questions. Guild has a Guild GPT. It's like Chat GPT.
Sure.
Ours only. And every single guideline, every single answer is in there. All I have to do is type it in, and I get answers.
Really?
To the most difficult questions that I can act like I knew it, but it's all there. And I tell people, even if you don't use me, call for a question.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be offended if you ask a question and you don't use me. It is about educating in our field, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I know you and I talked about it. Like I've really been like pushing open houses lately, and trying to do as many as I can. And I know you told me you're a fan of those as well.
I love them.
Right.
And I'll tell you what I like them. I like it because sometimes when you get young agents that are new, there are things about open houses that they don't know.
Yeah.
I had somebody I worked with, they didn't know the school district. It was actually a couple blocks from my house. They didn't know the taxes for the area. They didn't know the schools that were in the school district for that house. So when a client came in and asked what were the elementary schools or the middle schools, she said, I'm doing this open house for someone else. I don't know that answer. And well, I know because I live right here.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's so much educating. I had an open house where a couple came in. It was a gated community. And when we left and it was done, they were sitting outside the gate. Just something didn't feel right. Well, we went back in, and they'd unlocked several of the windows. And they had planned to come back in after we left. It was an empty house. So it gives me a chance to talk to realtors and say, these are things that I've experienced in, 20 years of doing them. These are things that I look out for. You think about these things. If the clients don't look like something, if you're selling $1 million house and two 20-year-olds come in, well, they're not buying it.
Yeah.
There's something wrong here. So it gives me an opportunity to educate them a little bit about it. And plus, it's an extra set of eyes. I mean, if it's busy like it is here, you may get 3 or 4 couples in. Well, I can talk to them about the neighborhoods, the house, the weather, sports, whatever.
Sure.
While you're in the bedroom talking to them, I'm out watching them so they're not stealing things. I had an open house where the client had 10 Rolexes in his bedroom.
Oh, no.
Now, they were in a case that was locked. But the fact that you saw them meant something. And about a week later, somebody broke in the house and stole them.
Of course they did.
So,
yeah, man, I always tell my people when we go through and do that walkthrough, I go,
yeah,
put all that stuff away.
And not only was it the scenario, but he had gone through the house and saw where the cameras were.
Yeah.
So they came in through the back. So it gives me a great opportunity to talk a couple hours, right, with you, an hour or two, and to be able to give you some insight that I have done that maybe helps you through the next one or two.
So if we have agents out here looking to partner up with somebody for open houses, give you a call?
Absolutely. I'll do them anywhere.
Cool.
Yep.
And then you got a little packet or something with some...
I can bring flyers. The Guild has about 600-700 different flyers that I can
600 or 700.
Yeah. There's just tons of stuff.
Well, I know when I met with you, man, you sent me home with a serious, like a novel. I was like, oh my gosh, there's a lot. There's so many different programs and things that Guild can do. And I read through a good chunk of that, just so you know.
Well,
I'm more interested in that stuff than normal people.
You have to highlight those things because people just get so used to, I have to put this down, or if I don't do FHA, I got to do conventional of it. But there's so many options out there that really could help businesses, like yourself, sell more homes by knowing what I can and can't do.
Is that the biggest misconception you think? I have to have 20% down? Is that number one?
I heard that 2 years ago. So even as of 2 years ago, I heard somebody tell me that you needed to have 20% down. And it's, I mean,
Would you say, if you had to guess like a percentage, at least that you do, how many people actually end up putting 20% or more down?
I would say in the last year, I've had one.
Okay. So a low percentage.
Very. Most are zero. Yeah, I mean, just rarely do you get. Now, I get a lot of USDAs because, I'm out north of Williamsville.
Sure.
So, and I love it here. I mean, outside of Springfield, everything's USDA. So, I mean, for somebody, the down payment assistance part.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you get a house that's outside and it's USDA, now we can figure out a way to where you don't have to do a down payment assistance. Rates could be higher. You got an extra 1% origination thrown in there on all down payment assistance. So now we figured out a way to just do USDA with a little bit of your money, maybe some seller contributions, and it worked. And now we have the low rate, and you don't have to worry about selling it in 2 years and being upside down because you got to pay off some down payment assistance.
Yeah, that part catches people a lot. And we ran into that a little bit in ours, right? Because our mutual client had to pay back some money on his previous sale,
and it almost caused a problem.
It did,
and I'll tell you that you didn't know about was it had to go back to underwriting because our settlement we saw originally was $7,000.
Yeah.
The settlement we got the day of was not $7,000.
No, it was not.
So it had to go back to underwriting, and I'm being told there could be a chance this doesn't close today.
Ugh.
So
I'm just learning that now.
Unbeknownst to you, I knew that there was a better shot that it would. But once the underwriter reviewed it, there wasn't that much of a difference that would affect it. But that's why when you guys wanted to leave, I was like, yeah, go ahead and go. I'm good.
That's what happened there.
That was it. And we sat for another 25 minutes. And I'm texting the underwriter and the processor. I'm like, this guy's getting a little nervous. He's got a U-Haul. It's got to be back in 3 hours. They haven't unloaded it.
What's happening?
Yeah. So, but it turned
out. Yeah. And I was like, man, I'm supposed to be somewhere like 10 minutes ago. Yeah. Okay.
I was glad when you said that. I was like, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, these things happen.
Yeah.
Right. And that one, that the agent, that was a whole big thing. They lived up north of Pekin, and so they had a house to sell so that they could buy here. And I wasn't gonna list that house. That's too far away from me, and I don't know that market. But we've got Pekin agents, who could. So I called Darcy, my friend up there at our office in Pekin, and she took that listing, and then she called me like the day before closing in a panic, like, did you know they had to pay back some of this down payment assistance money? I didn't know they had it. I had no idea.
No. And there's a lot of misconceptions on those too. Like IHDA has a lot of rules, and sometimes not everyone's educated to know. I mean, I had a call the other day and somebody said, I bought a house. It's IHDA. I talked to my lender. He said it was okay to rent it. And I'm like, oh, that's a no-no. But I said, well, you better not alert them because they'll call your note immediately.
Oof.
So they ended up putting it on the market really quick and selling it. But
then they had to pay some money back, right?
They did.
Yeah.
But they were told by the lender that it was okay to rent it. And I was like, oh man, you could have potentially lost this home. They would have found out. They would have sent an email or a note in the mail, and it had been a return because your renter returned it. I mean, there's just so much that you really have to know on these down payment assistance.
Sure.
That's why I tend to use. Gil has 3 or 4 of our own in-house down payment. I tend to try to use ours first because it's just, I mean, $15,000 on a down payment assistance program is a lot.
That's a lot of money.
You're never going to move out of that house, or you're going to move out and not have the money. And if you're not told that until the day before,
So 15,000 not forgivable.
I mean, you can do forgivable, but I mean, a lot of people don't because the rates are higher.
Sure.
So they do they were payable, and it's just IHDA requires you to pay it off when it sells or refinance.
Yeah.
You refinance, you have to pay it off. You can't roll it into a loan. So
You have to watch out for that stuff.
that's a tough call because then I have to say, well, guess what? You can't refinance now. And it's frustrating for buyers when they're not educated up front. So when I tell them, I've got programs that I can use, it's going to be a lot less money out of your pocket. And if you have to move, you relocate, whatever it may be, you're not going to be stuck.
So you guys have some in-house stuff.
We do.
Fascinating.
Conventional and FHA.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is valuable information to know, right? That's if agents look Brian up, give him a call, learn about what he does, ask him to coffee because he's not going to ask you. He doesn't like coffee.
Iced coffee. Yeah. I mean, really, on down payment assistance, there's so many things you got to look out.
Yeah.
I mean, like our in-house has no income limits. My HDA has, so I mean, there's just so many things that if I can't do this, I can do that. So it's nice to have options.
Yeah, and flexibility.
Yeah. When I originally knew I was moving here 3 years ago, I thought about coming up here and working elsewhere. And one of my agents said, absolutely not. You have things here that no one else has. And you need that. Don't be everyone.
Right.
And so it's nice. I love being referred loans because somebody else couldn't do it. That's a nice feeling.
It
may be difficult.
It's a good look
but-
too. Yeah. So have you? I know. I mean, outside of just reaching out to some agents, like how did our mutual client find you? Do you know?
I'm trying to think how he. It wasn't you.
No, it wasn't me.
I think he had done a loan. Maybe his wife.
I sent him to somebody else, and then you called me. So he found you.
Yeah, I think some other realtor he'd worked with prior knew me.
Okay.
Or maybe client. I mean, that's where a lot of mine comes from is people that have closed and have passed it on, or that have worked with me and said, "Oh, he can get it done."
Okay.
So.
All right. So are you going to like do some, I mean, this is obviously kind of a promotional thing, but are you going to do like, have you put out social media promotional stuff? Have you tried to take out ads or anything like that to put Springfield on alert?
I have a Facebook page that's your your Lincoln Land Lender.
Okay.
I love Lincoln.
Yeah.
For me. So I will probably try to boost those a little bit.
Not a bad idea, man.
Yeah.
There are people who I find, and this is, I was telling you about another lender that I work with who's not from here. He's from, Illinois, but not here. But I met him because he wanted to try to establish a presence. This is 5-6 years back in Springfield. He just started taking out ads on Facebook and targeting Springfield, and people were clicking on it like, let me get pre-approved. And then he called me. I don't know how he found me. I think he saw some of the stuff because I'm pretty active on social media. So he reached out to me and he's like, hey, I'm running ads. I'm trying to get some business going in Springfield. Would you mind if I sent you some buyers, some pre-approved buyers? Would I mind? No, man, send them. But he was able to generate some pretty good business here.
Yeah.
He stopped because he's not here and it became too hard to, but you are here. It's just a thought, man.
Yeah.
Boost some ads, get that handsome face out there for everybody to see. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah.
I will take you up on that.
Okay. All right. And hopefully this helps too.
Yeah. Thank you.
I can attest, I can vouch. Brian is a great dude. I worked with him. And it was very, very smooth. And like I said before, communication was excellent, which is everything to me. at least.
Appreciate
So,
you.
I'm going to let you get out of here, man.
All right.
You've put in over an hour. I know you got to get back to work.
I've got a loan waiting.
You got a loan waiting? Yeah, I know. I got stuff to do too. It's a busy time. So please tell your wife I said hello. And like I said, I assumed she was going to be here today, but next time, try some of those cookies.
All right.
All right?
We'll do it.
Yeah. All right. Brian Cisna, thanks for coming on, buddy. We will talk to you very soon. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Until next time.